Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to try to talk more loudly this time, project more. So in today's video, I'm going to be completing a little assignment that my piano teacher assigned me. Just a little quick one. It's related to that song by Debussy called The Girl with the Flaxen Hair. So he wanted me to listen to the two versions that he recommended, and in addition find another version and then compare all three of them. Compare the use of dynamics, rhythm, and articulation. All right, so starting with the version by Christian Zimmerman, his dynamics were very flat at first, but became more contrasting and noticeable later on. And the recording was very quiet and he played very gently throughout most of the song. And there were a lot of long pauses, and overall, he played the piece very slowly as well, and wasn't afraid to take his time, which was really nice. Very slow and thoughtful. And his articulation was very legato. It's because he was using the pedal and he held notes for very long. And he did not let go of the pedal that much, you know? The pedal creates a very legato, fluid, watery sound. And next, the version by Claudio Arra. His dynamics were very noticeable throughout the whole piece. More noticeable than Christian Zimmerman's just in the beginning, you know? And overall, his volume was louder than Zimmerman's. Maybe it's because the microphone was closer to the piano, and plus maybe he was playing louder too. Who knows? Maybe a combination of the two. Yes, and especially at the part with those jazzy 2/5s, the part I got all excited about in the other video, where it's that A flat minor 9 to D flat 7. Ooh, and he plays that twice, but doesn't go to G flat major, doesn't resolve to the 1. Instead, it modulates to the 6, you know? So, especially at that part, he plays very loudly instead of quietly. And then he only gets quiet right when it gets to the new chord. So he gets quiet like last minute, you know? Yeah. And he used a lot of rubatos, very noticeable. And for the big chords, he played the notes very separately, which made it sound more melodic and harp-like. And there are a lot of parts where he slowed down a lot, too. And there were a few moments where, like, he let go of the pedal a bit early, which, like, added little moments of silence and shortened notes. And that created a more dry sound, but it was still nice. He still used the pedal a lot. And yeah, speaking of like not using the pedal, at the most recent jazz camp I went to, George Cables, he said that not using the pedal creates more clarity. And he said, I challenge y'all to not use the pedal. That was some good advice, and I gotta try that more. Lastly, the version by Joshua Bell, I wanted to be open-minded, so I picked someone who plays a different instrument. He plays I think it's like some string instrument, like a violin or viola or something. So overall, the recording that he made was very loud because he's playing with a whole string orchestra, you know? I think there was a harp in there, but mostly strings. It reminded me of waltzing flutes, you know, that previous song I analyzed, because it had strings supporting the flutes. Strings and flutes taking turns like a conversation. But yeah, in this one, the volume got louder when they modulated down a minor third to the 6th chord. And by getting louder, that makes the modulation even more bright, powerful, and impactful, which is really cool. And the melody was played very fast with occasional parts where it's slowed down, but generally it played very quickly through the passages, you know? Like just trying to get through the song as quickly as possible, that kind of thing, you know? And it's very rushed. Also, real quick, Joshua Bell and his string orchestra, he played in G major. I think that's probably because it's G major is an easier key for string instruments, you know? And that makes total sense. It's you know, it's a new color, you know, new key. Just a half step up from the original key of the song, which is G flat major. All right, so trying to avoid pausing and avoid talking too much. All right, so yeah, the melodies play really quick, and the chords were played like very boom instantly in your face with no separation between the notes. That's because multiple string players don't have to deal with the physical limitations of one pianist, you know? It's hard to get, I don't want to get into all the details about it, you know? But yeah. Lastly, the sound is very fluid and legato with hardly any pauses because there are multiple people playing, you know? So that's a lot of people being able to cover the sound. You know, like almost always someone playing, so it's gonna be no silence, you know? And that's very similar to Christian Zimmerman, who emulated that on the piano by using the pedal a lot, you know, making sure to always be holding a note when he's not using the pedal, which he did do in the beginning, you know, in the part before modulated to C flat major. So that's all I have to say for this video. Thank y'all for listening and tuning in. Have a cute day. Peace, y'all.